Everyone, a huge honour to the famous Rabbi Rubinstein. He worked in the United Kingdom for many, many years. Huge inspiration for so many people. International speaker. Shared an amazing message for Israel. A huge honour.
Hello. Incidentally, he was one of my university students at Liverpool many years, well, not too many years ago. He's young. I want to tell you a story. We just moved, as you may know, from New York, because from the UK we moved to America, to New York, and now we've moved to Israel, as you can probably see from the Jerusalem stone in the background. And here I'm at the Emic Learning Centre where I get sharing, in case you're in the neighbourhood. And where I live in is called a place called Rabbi. So let me tell you a story that happened, which is absolutely amazing. I wanted to get a picture framed, a picture of the Holy Manchester Rosh Hashanah. I thought that would look very nice on my wall, keep me inspired. And right around the corner where I live, not very far, is a tiny little framing store. And it's sort of dark and dusty. It's always been there for a long time. I thought, I'll go around there and take the picture in. So I opened the door, and there was a lady there. Israeli lady, typical Israeli lady, not a religious lady, very nice. And she said, Shalom. And I said, Shalom. And she said, Shma Shlomcha, how are you? And I said, Ma Shlomech, how are you? And I came in and I told her exactly what I wanted to do. And she didn't like my ideas, and she suggested another idea. Very nice. And suddenly the door opened, and in came somebody else. A lady, this lady I was talking to who owns the store, she's called Nava. I'll say she's in her 50s. Hope she's okay with me saying that. Another lady, also in her 50s, came in, and they started talking in Ivrit, in Hebrew. My Hebrew is, well, I'm getting there. I'm only here for 4 months. Anyway, so basically, I picked up something that she'd said. She'd come in to collect something that was framed. It was a poem of one of her sons, and there was a flower in the frame as well. Very interesting. Maybe I thought, maybe the poem's about the flower. And I heard when they were talking about the son, that her son, another son, it turned out, had just come back from Gaza. And as I overheard the conversation, it was, she said, the astonishing thing. She said he was back from Gaza. He came back minus his left hand, and came back minus his left eye, and was blind in the other eye. And this is his mother. And then this picture that she's had framed,
how you doing?
She explained that's from another son,
okay, good.
Which 4 years or so ago had been killed in the army. So she's got a boy who's completely blind and one who's been killed. And I was very, very, very emotional. I was very, very choked up with this. And she told me the following story. She said that what happened was that when he woke up after the surgery, and he must have been immediately evacuated from Gaza, it must have been a bomb, I'm guessing. When he opened his eyes, well, just an eye, all he saw was blackness. And then they had to tell him, you're blind, and why? And he said, I felt it was like when you go to a movie theatre to see a movie, and at the end of the movie, 2 words appear in the big black screen. The end. And that's how he felt. However, 2 weeks later, again when he opened his eyes, all he saw was the big black screen. But instead of 2 words, he now saw 3 words. To be continued. To be continued. And when I heard that, I was so moved. And then the lady who owned the store, she said, that's what I love about living in Israel. The shituf, the partnership, the feeling of all being one people. Even in a sad story like this, we feel it's our story as well. And the mother said, and that's what we need in Israel. Achdut, achdut, achdut. Unity, unity, unity. I wrote about this one in my newspapers, and I gave it so much of the they were both very, very moved. But I think that's the story. As we're going into the 9 days, and then ultimately Tisha B'Av, which commemorates the destruction of 2 temples and so many terrible things, and now there's 2,000-year-old exile, to be continued. That's the story of the Jewish people. Even if it's tough, we carry on. Klal Yisrael, to be continued.
Amen.